In this video, we're going to cover some of the spinning techniques in Choy Kung Fu. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of videos of people doing spinning techniques and spinning around doing gua choys and sao choy, some of the big swing techniques in Choy Foot, and doing a lot of spinning while they're doing that. We have a unique take on those techniques where our main thing is to spin as a way to recover our position. So in striking, in free combat, you have strong positions, you have weak positions. Your back to the opponent would be a weak position. So we never seek to do this technique on its own. The way that we train here at the Hong Kong Martial Arts Association, this technique, we use it as a response to being flanked. So if I shoot it with a technique, my opponent flanks me, he already has a stronger position than me, my back's to them, and if I can't turn back to face him, we train spinning as a way to get out of that position and regain our normal fighting structure, right side forward, and prepare to use more of what would be considered our core techniques or our main strategies in Choy Foot. So in the form, you'll see a lot of these spinning techniques. What you need to realize is that a form will consist of usually core techniques or core principles of the system, but it will also have, because the people who came up with these forms realized that there was a potential for human error, so they would add in techniques to recover that position if it was lost. So you'll see in the video, I enter in with a chop choy, I get flanked. Now, if somebody flanks me, this is because this chop choy failed. It's not that the technique is flawed, it's just there's potential for human error. When I go to initiate this, maybe my timing's bad, maybe the guy's faster than me, or he's anticipating my movement, could read me, whatever. He gets to this strong position. You need to have a response to bring you back to using your core techniques again. So you don't seek to do these spinning techniques. What you do is use them as a way to recover your position. So that being said, you only want to do them when absolutely necessary. And I can't stress that enough. A lot of people are showing spinning techniques as a main feature of the Choy Foot system. They're not really meant to be. They're meant to recover that position and get back to where you can use more fundamental techniques that have a stronger structure and that are strategically more sound to use in a combat situation. Okay, so in the traditional Choy Foot forms, you'll actually see a lot of spinning moves. And the spinning moves aren't necessarily for me to be spinning directly in front of the person without any cause. What you're doing with the spinning movements is the first thing you have to realize in striking as well as grappling is that position is the fact that makes your technique faster. So at any point you're fighting, what you want is the strongest position. So a lot of people will attempt to flank you. Any technique you throw a chop choy. Okay? A lot of people will flank out this direction to hit you. It's safer for the person flanking, right? It puts him at an advantage. Once he throws a chop choy, I flank out. From here, I can hit him back. In order for him to turn around this way, he has to go through my check here. So if he turns this way, he's going to struggle a little bit to get back this direction. During the point, throw another chop choy, and struggle back this way. So during this point, I can be hitting him back. So the spinning movements, one thing you don't want to do when you use a spinning movement is spin directly in front of the person. So if he just spins around in front of me, just go ahead and spin. I can stop him here, I can hit him, whatever. He's exposing his back at this point. Here, his position is stronger. Okay, so what you're actually going to use those spinning techniques from the form for is once I move in with the chop choy, my back is now exposed to him, correct? So from here, there's no risk of me turning my back, he's already at my back. But what this is going to do is I'm going to do the first step. It's going to create some space here. And I throw the gua choy, it discourages him from advancing in. And now I'm going to turn. Now what I'm doing to turn is it's not really relevant how exact that strike is. So once again, I'll step in, he'll flank me to the outside. I'm at a bad position here, he's at a strong position. If I attempt to turn back this way, he can stop me long enough to hit me, right? So I want to create the distance here. And then when I turn, this strike is actually just to keep him at distance until I can get back to a ready position. The same technique from the form where you actually do a Choy, walk and walk up, okay? You can do this low, right? But for the purpose of the drill, we're going to go for a higher side kick. This is what you would usually use in a tournament or sparring situation. If he flanks me out to the side here, I want to do the same thing, create that distance so I can recover, okay? So from here, I'm going to throw the kick. This is very typical when you throw a side kick. If for whatever reason, move up a little bit, if for whatever reason he moves straight back, I don't need to spin. I'm just going to keep coming straight, right? But if he flanks me on this direction, I need to recover my position. And that's really what you're doing with this step, is really just meant to recover your position. Okay, so the other thing in the form in regards to footwork is in the actual form itself, you always step on a direct line when you do this step. So I'll come in with a chop Choy, or he'll just block back this way. In the form, I actually would step this way and then around this way, either with an uppercut or a ball cut, whatever, after the watch whip. But because actual fighting is not on that fixed line, you have to really pay attention to your angles when you do this. When you spin, it's very dangerous to spin directly in front of the person, right? So what you want to do is make sure that you step on an outside angle when you spin, so that you're, at the same time he's flanking you, you're attempting to flank him. So when I step in straight, instead of stepping back this way, right, which keeps me in his path, if he just does if he just does a defense here and I attempt to step back this way, right, or even this way, I'm directly in front of him, it's very easy for him to just hit me while I'm spinning. So I need to use this outside angle here. What I'm going to do is throw the chop, flank me, do the chop. I'm going to step this direction, so I'm off this angle, okay? If I spin, or if I'm using the side kick technique, I want to step out so that I'm off angle from him. I don't want to step directly. I don't want to turn directly in front of him. So even if I was to use a spinning technique as an offensive movement, I don't really want to just spin here, right? Because at this point he's going to hit me. So you really need to work on setting it up and turning on these outside angles as you throw your spinning technique.